Carlos, you had the last 14 batters retired. What did you see from the offense tonight?
Yeah, it seems like after we didn't capitalize on that second inning when Lindor had the bases loaded, hits a bullet up the middle, 105, I think, and they ended up making a play. After that, I think just other than Soto walk, we didn't create anything. I don't think we hit many balls hard. Lindor, he hit few of them, but we just didn't put anything together. Yeah, I mean, they got us today, and we got to turn the page, obviously, because I was not good today.
I know we've asked you about this at times throughout the year, but how perplexing is it to see the way that you guys have struggled consistently against lefties this season?
Yeah, I mean, we got really good hitters. When you look at Lindor's numbers last year against lefties, Pete, Vientos, and then you see a night like tonight where Lindor hits, I don't know, maybe 3 balls, 110, 105. Vientos had some really good at-bats. Eventually, it's going to turn, But as a whole, we're having a hard time putting a rally together and being consistent against lefties. So, again, we continue to believe on those guys. They're really good hitters, and whether it's lefties, righties, right now, they got our numbers. But, I'm anticipating this to turn here quickly.
Manny.
Just Clay Holmes, 75 pitches. Everything okay there? Or
Yeah, I mean, we're set up bullpen-wise there. Third time through, he was really good the first time through the lineup, and then we saw that second time, that fourth inning, they gave him a hard time, So I knew I was going to be aggressive there. The game's tie, and we were set up, with our bullpen guys. And we got the matchups we wanted. He did his part. He did his job. Yeah.
Peter.
In the 7th with Rogers, just what did you see from him? Obviously got the 2 quick outs and then...
Yeah, I mean, he's a ground ball guy, and a couple of ground balls found holes, Gets 2 outs, and then before you know it, ground ball gets through the other way, bloop single, and then the ball up the middle. That's exactly what Rogers is. A guy's going to get ground balls from lefties and righties, and today they found holes.
Mark in the back.
Been a couple rough days from Nimmo. Just what are you seeing with his at-bats recently?
I mean, like you say, yeah, tough couple of games, swinging through fastballs. They are doing a good job of attacking him and game planning against him. You got to give those guys credit. Nim has, been swinging the bat, other than the past 2 days, but he's been one of the most consistent guys on our lineup, But I feel like they are executing their game plan, and they're giving him a hard time.
Clay, first time through, 9 up, 9 down. I think 8 or 9 outs were with the sinker. What early on was so effective, especially with that bread and butter pitch?
Yeah, I think I felt like myself out there with the sinker. That's kind of what I do, what I'm good at, and I think just getting back to that. And when the sinker's there, when I'm throwing it down, a lot of good things happen. I can kind of use the rest of my stuff off of that, and I think that's kind of what we saw today. And like I said, it just that feels like myself when that pitch is down in the zone, and I feel like I can throw it. And so we got some weak contact and some swing and miss with it even.
We saw Cleveland yesterday make some adjustments to Sean and eventually get him. What adjustments did they make against you that 4th inning, second time through?
Yeah, Quan, he hit a sinker there. That was up. Just kind of got a good swing on it. And then, they were just able to put the bat on the ball, and I wasn't really able to limit the damage there. But I felt like, I didn't really go kind of away from my sinker, still able to use it and get out of the inning and continue on with it. And, I think, those innings just, I got a couple ground balls, kind of weakly hit. And sometimes, a team like that that's really good with the bat-to-ball skills, they're able to just manufacture some runs there. And, just couldn't really make the big out when I needed to that one inning.
Were there any adjustments that you made from that start in San Diego that allowed you to feel maybe a little bit sharper today?
I think just focusing on the sinker down. The outing in San Diego, I feel like, the stuff was good. Things were just up. And, sometimes it's just kind of just some intent. Me and Albie kind of got together and said, hey, let's just let's just miss with a sinker down. Kind of gave me a lower target, and it was just very intentional kind of going into that. Just even digging into some of the numbers, in the past years I've missed below the zone more than my sinker that I had this year, and it's just kind of getting back to kind of what that is. It's my best pitch and throw it at the best locations more, and kind of saw the results tonight with it.
We saw Alvarez be almost imploring you at times to get it down. Was that part of the conversation that you guys had and that you were talking about?
Yeah. It's something we talked about after the last start. Going in today, just hey, let's just really be intentional about it. And he's like, he wanted to lower the target, and I thought it was a great idea. And I was like, hey, if I see the target's too high, I'll let you know. And if I'm missing up, let me know. And just kind of having that feedback and just making it very intentional kind of with each pitch. So a lot of it goes to him. I mean, he wants it just as bad as anybody back there, and kind of when you feel that as a pitcher and you feel like he's in it with you, I mean, as a pitcher, it's really all you can ask for, and he's been great back there.
Coming off after the fifth inning, did you think you had another one in you, or did you know that was kind of about it?
Yeah, I mean, I was feeling good. Obviously, it's not really my call, but I think just all things considered, he felt like it was best to go to the pin there. But yeah, I was feeling good. Felt like I was still able to throw the sinker down and getting outs with it. So it's just one of those things, when you're in a pennant race and you have a bullpen like we do, and games are really close. There's going to be some of those decisions where everything's not really in your control. And he made the decision what he thought was best and best for the team and best for the win. So, like I said, everything's not really in your control, and it's really what's best for the team there.
Was there a conversation, or did you try pleading your case to go out for one more or anything like that?
No, I mean, he seemed pretty confident, like what he wanted to do, what he wanted to do there, and so just it was his decision.
And how's your body feeling? Just it's August now, season's almost through. How are you feeling, just with the transition and everything?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. For this point in the season, this amount of innings, I'm really kind of encouraged, where I'm at. And I mean, but at the same time, it's you can't just totally be short-sighted and just totally go off, how I may be feeling now, and it's a really hard thing to do, just go out and triple your innings, and especially like I said, we're in a pennant race, and we plan to be playing in October, and we all need to be our best on the stretch, and so just to kind of run full speed right now, when we need to be our best on the stretch, there's more things to take into consideration. The reality of it is, I mean, my innings are getting up there, and we just want to keep me feeling good. But right now I feel like I'm in a good spot, bounce back well, but there's still more to take into account than just right now.
How are you feeling at the plate right now?
Not great, but that happens, and we'll get through it. Just go and compete, but yeah, this is part of baseball, and you just have to grind through it. There's really no escaping it. Usually everyone goes through it unless they're having even an MVP caliber year. Usually you'll find them struggling for a couple weeks or so. So it's just part of the game, and you don't know when it's going to happen or why, but sometimes they just run into some tough times for a little bit.
I mean, you guys got off to a good start at the plate tonight, and you get the base loader, Francisco. Does that pull it up the middle?
Mm-hmm.
Nice play, and then you guys just really kind of went quiet.
Mm-hmm.
What happened against Allen, and then really was it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of the Guardians' MO. I mean, they play good defense, have good pitching, and then they just try and find those timely hits, put the ball in play. So, I think they pitched well, made a good defensive play there, and sometimes it doesn't bounce your way. If that's few couple feet, maybe even 1 foot to the left, probably score 2 runs right there. So unfortunately, that's kind of the way it is up here. It's usually decided by one play or a couple inches, maybe even some centimeters on, whether it's a home run or not at the plate. So this is a game of small margins, and unfortunately that's kind of the way these games are decided at the major league level. But hats off to them. That was a heck of a play. And we know that, we're just one hit away from really breaking things open, but you gotta just stay on it and keep grinding every inning.
Maybe to that point, obviously, you guys had that huge offensive game on Saturday and have had some big innings since then, but just what do you kind of see from the offense overall?
Yeah, I mean, would love to be putting more consistent runs up there, but we've been able to fight in most of the games and give ourselves opportunities. Eventually, you like to see those opportunities coming through. Even yesterday's game, to get back in that and make it a game and give ourselves a chance to win and be right. I mean, very, very close there at the end. I thought the offense did a great job. So, I think you just keep grinding away. Things are not as bleak as they seem. You're really, really close. You're one hit away usually. I would say except for Sunday, but I really believe in this offense and this team, and you're gonna have times where things are really tough, but you got to just keep grinding and keep giving it your best each day.
After winning 7 in a row, is it kind of tough to give up all that ground that you had made up? I mean, what's kind of the emotions associated with that?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, you definitely you want to win as many games as you possibly can, but baseball can get streaky like that. Play really good baseball for a week, and then you run into some tougher times. They're playing good baseball over there, made good adjustments, and so I'm not taking anything away from the Guardians. They've done really well the last 2 days, but we were really, really close yesterday, and so I feel like we're just in one of those positions right now where you've lost quite a few games here, but very easily could have been a 500 or even better record, where if you have a couple things fall your way. So sometimes baseball just goes that way. I know I've said that quite a few times today, but unfortunately I run into it every year. Been around long enough to know that these kind of streaks happen, and the best way to get out of them is have a short-term memory, come back tomorrow, and just try and compete and grind and try and win tomorrow. You don't get a winning streak all at once. It has to start with one game, and so we take it one pitch at a time tomorrow, and try and get things turned around.
You said you believe in the offense. What inspires that belief?
Oh, we have very, very talented hitters, and we have a lot of talent, even from the young guys. Honestly, Alvarez, Mauricio, Beatty, Vientos, those guys can all pack a punch, and all it takes is one of them getting hot, and they can carry an offense alone. So if Lindor and Pete, Soto and I get hot as well, we can really win some games. But I think we have a ton of talent, and we've got a good mixture of veterans and young guys. But my confidence comes from all the talent in this lineup, and putting it all together. I think it's a scary lineup.